Last week we made a video called DIY skills that are most profitable for beginners, but we left out one of the most subjective topics, which is how much is my time worth? To help me answer that question, we've got Joshua, Jason, and Kraig. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Awesome to be here.
I want to start by asking you a couple of questions, which the first one is, I hope this isn't too intrusive, how much would you charge someone to perform a service that you neither like nor dislike for 1 hour? So basically, how much do you value your time?
200.
200?
Yeah, I'd probably go with that.
200?
At this point for me, it's either 300 or nothing. If I'm
Okay.
going to be doing work, it's going to be a high rate. If I'm not, it's free.
Okay. Now my next question, I'm going to give you a $1,000 gift certificate, but there's a catch. You have to wait in line when you want to use it. How long would you wait in line to get this free gift certificate?
2 hours.
2 hours?
I don't have much of a problem waiting in line because I can multitask during
Okay.
the time, so a few hours.
A few hours, okay. And then my last question, you have a 4-hour project you gotta do on the weekend, clean the house, mow the lawn, whatever it is. I built a special machine that's gonna take that 4 hours and put it into 4 minutes. But it only works one weekend, and you gotta buy it every weekend you wanna do this. So how much would you pay for that machine that I've built?
Not much. That is a beautiful way to ask the question.
It's interesting you guys answer that way because what we were trying to get to the bottom of is how much do you value your time? So by your own admission, somewhere around $200 or $300. Yet if you were to be offered a $1,000 gift card, you wouldn't spend more than a couple hours, which means you really value your time more like $500, $600 an hour. And for a machine that would save you 4 hours, you wouldn't pay anything for, so you don't value your time at all in that respect. So something I find interesting about being part of the personal finance community is it seems like most bloggers take one of two sides. The two examples you'll see a lot is, you shouldn't commute to work because your time is more valuable than the 2 hours it takes to commute to work and back. On the other side of the equation, I don't know any personal finance bloggers that encourage hiring out maid service and lawn service and gatekeeper. You do that?
I haven't encouraged it, but now I have a lawn guy. Best money I spend every month, seriously, because it opens up the time that I was spending on the weekends, and it opens up for me to do what I really value, which is that time with my family. It's totally worth it.
So then do you take that to the extreme? Do you outsource anything you possibly can in your life, no matter what it costs?
No, I say first eliminate, then automate, and then outsource if you can.
Attention, please. Could the owner of the blue suitcase in the library...
Lauren, go get your suitcase.
It depends. What do you enjoy? How much are you going to make? What are your opportunities? There's a lot in that question, so I don't think it's an apples to apple, or I don't think it's a one size fits all
Right.
kind of thing.
Along those same lines, if you spend more than 9 minutes on something, any task, whether it's looking for a cheaper gas price or shopping for different, grocery sales or something like that, you're making less than minimum wage. Do you price match and price hunt? And how does that compare to the value that you placed on your time in the questions before?
I don't think life is about just optimizing expenses all the time. I don't think you're always, you're not always worth this much an hour. It's not like, well, I should stop sleeping because then I can make more money. I mean, I think you just got to take it easy sometimes in life too. And if you can save a few bucks here and there and the process isn't too painful, I don't see why not.
The biggest concept that is lost in personal finance is the concept of opportunity cost. So opportunity cost is not the same for every decision and for every person. If what you're giving up to shop for a deal is sitting on the couch wasting time on something that's not important to you, then you're much better off shopping for the deal. But everybody's opportunity cost is different. But the key is not to apply a blanket statement, but to say, what am I giving up at this time to do this activity?
And I think that's the overreaching theme that I wanted to get out of this video, is that it's not apples to apples. It's not, you can't compare this to this. You can't just say my hourly wage is X dollars per hour, therefore my time is worth that. So let's take a different direction and assume that your time is worth spending on DIY projects. What do you think are some of the unexpected benefits of kind of the DIY lifestyle, and do you participate in that lifestyle? Would you call yourself handy, I guess?
I'm the wrong guy to ask for this because, I rent, I don't own a car. I purposely, like I said, manufactured a lifestyle that requires almost no DIY because I'm not handy. I maximize those things that I'm good at, and I make the money, and I add value to the world. And I don't add value to the world when I put a hole in the wall because I try to put a picture frame.
DIY, I think, is very important for many people. You got to recognize most people aren't going to choose to eliminate their house. Most people aren't going to choose to eliminate their car. You've got to become aware at least a little bit so you can keep from being taken advantage of, and so you can make good decisions. You may not always choose to do things yourself, but you should at least be aware. If you have many skills, whether that's physical skills with working on a house, on a car, whether it's skills with videography and film, then you are a more versatile and diverse person. And I think that is an important factor that's not talked about, that I can re-roof a house, I can do basic electrical work, I can do carpentry, I can work a little bit on a car. I don't love to do those things, but that confidence it gives me is priceless.
Stole my point. You stole it. You stole it right from
Sorry,
me.
dude.
That was my point number one, why we're so very pro DIY. And point number two is something we made a video called the convenience paradox, which is basically, at this point, we have so many DIY skills, it's less convenient to try and hire it out. We can unclog a drain or unclog a toilet, we can change an outlet in just a few minutes. Calling someone, waiting for them, being there between 10 and 2, all of that is far more inconvenient for us than just doing it ourselves at this point. Well, I think that's a great place to stop. I want to thank you guys for helping us out with this video. I'm glad you guys were here because it would have been less interesting just to share our own perspective. It's nice to have different perspectives in one video. But we want to know from you guys in the comments, do you hire out all the services around your house? And if you do, how do you justify those expenses? Or do you do everything yourself? In which case, how do you justify valuing your time so little? Let us know in the comments below. Bye guys.